Governor Dan Patrick announcing that an auction of border wall materials will be postponed until after the inauguration. The sale sparked outrage from Republicans saying it undermined President-elect Trump's ability to resume construction of a wall. Talking about a lot of material, a lot of steel, frankly. Lieutenant Governor's with me now, and sir, good morning to you. At one time, you thought this stuff was a pile of junk because it was sitting there for 4 years. How much have you been able to procure?
So, Bill, let's call this the great Biden Christmas border wall heist that President Trump, with a little help from his friends in Texas, stopped and caught him red-handed. Here's what happened, Bill. Last Thursday, the story broke when a border wall agent or a border agent said they were moving wall. I happened to be on Laura Ingraham that night as that story broke, and I said, well, I've got $1 billion in my pocket. We'll go buy it all. Well, we looked the next day, and it wasn't there. It was just old stuff was there, or maybe some photos that they were kind of masquerading what it was. Because what happened, Bill, is this summer they notified us of an auction. We bought $12 million worth of border wall, about 4 miles, a big savings to our taxpayers. But they didn't tell us about this auction, as we find out. So they moved that wall, started last weekend, and that's when it started showing up. Fox had video of it, photos of it, and they were hustling it to Arizona to auction off yesterday. In the meantime, President Trump came out and said, this could be a criminal act. You better not do it. And we sent our people over there with our checkbook and said, we'll buy it all if it's good. We think they were trying to sneak 8,000 panels or more under the nose of the American public, under the nose of the states, because they didn't notify us of the auction. They hid the photos, but President Trump caught them. Don't mess with Trump and don't mess with Texas.
Okay, so
no
my guess
yesterday,
is,
according to the auctioneer.
My guess is a month from tomorrow, you're going to have an executive order signed on Inauguration Day, and construction of the wall will commence yet again at that point. Here is Tom Homan on what he wants now, because there's talk about a big deportation camp in your state to be set up. Listen here.
We need Congress to give us some money to get this done, because I don't know how many resources I have. I don't know how much money I'm going to have to buy beds. I don't know how much money I'm going to have to buy transportation contracts. We need at least 100,000 beds.
There it is. That's a comment from CNN. What would you tell him about this? And what are we to expect in 2025?
You know, we are fortunate in Texas. We have a great spirit of taking action. That's why we have been spending billions on our own border security since Biden abandoned America and abandoned Texas and let millions cross. And so we'll do everything we can, Bill, to help President Trump, Tom Homan, Governor Abbott is on the border today to reveal his new border policy and plan. We already have put $6 billion in our budget. You know, Bill, we spend our money wisely, but we spend it smartly, and we have to protect Texans, and we have to protect Americans. So the auctioneer told us if for some reason it would come up for auction, they'll call Texas first, and we'll buy it, and we'll just, you know, get it over to President Trump when he comes in, or when he takes office, he'll figure out how to get all of that wall back. But the auctioneer got a clear message from someone in Washington: don't go through with the auction. So they stopped it yesterday. All that wall sitting there. We still have our checkbook in hand, and we're ready to help the president.
I want to squeeze this in
to secure the border.
New York's mayor is bucking the trend of sanctuary cities. He told Martha this yesterday.
The Democratic Party must ensure that they're listening to the voices of the people. The American people, they spoke loudly and clearly, and they stated that we have to secure our borders. It's a privilege and a right to be in America, and if you violate that, you should not be in this country. That number of people, which I believe is a small number, committing those violent acts, like the gangs that we've mentioned, should not be here.
Well, we'll see whether or not they're in the deportation camp in Texas sometime soon. Quickly, Marquette did a survey. They found 64% of Americans favor the deportation of illegal immigrants. It's going to be an interesting year.